Yes.
Yes.
And like you warned me about Maya. That as soon as I remembered your face, I was like, was he the one that warned me about Maya?
And she is.
And you are correct.
Uh-huh.
I mean, she's fine. I like
Yes.
I do like working with her, but she's
Yes.
had plenty of her moments.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had my moments too, so it's a dual-edged sword.
My opinion.
My opinion.
I've not seen her since she left our last station. But yeah, like you said, Maya has her moments.
She has her moments. She's gotten a bit better. we've had some moments. Mainly, it's been me too, because I'm sick and tired of working with kids, so I'm done with it myself.
Everything's good.
Mm-hmm.
I balanced my checks.
As far as I know, unless anybody else needs to need a check.
Dang it, Nate.
You're right.
Are we all trying to get on the 7 o'clock spot?
I don't have 7, so I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you hear what she just asked?
Are you all trying to go exactly at 7?
Yeah,
For the
that's
last
right.
round. Let me check one more time for this week.
I don't have 7. That's Jeopardy. You can't. Oh, you cannot. If we ever get a weather alert check, we get calls from old people being like, "Why are you messing up my Jeopardy? Why are you messing up Wheel of Fortune?" Like they've accused us of. We have gotten accusations of. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, just don't say that crazy.
He's like, and all that stuff. Thank you.
We had 6:59.
All right. Yes. Oh.
You guys have an extra WI? Are you expecting another one?
No.
No, there's somebody, I guess, just pulled up from WIs.
They are?
I don't know. Do you want them in or do you want them out?
Yeah,
We'll find out.
depends on
I told them they had 2 minutes to get in here.
Tell me for.
Okay.
No problem.
No, we'd like him himself.
Yeah, right.
All day, huh?
I can smell
this room. Remember that?
You ever get it back? Did you ever go back?
He didn't have to work.
Andy, before you say something crazy, you last stream.
Yeah, I was just about to leave.
And let's say he doesn't start until like 7:15. We'll just go.
It'll be opposite then, thank you. I think, do I just do
Ask them how they met the sheriff. Very prompt.
Y'all ready? Yes.
This past Sunday, I stood up here and promised the community that we would make some progress and make some arrests in the mass shooting that we had this past weekend at Meadowlake Park. I'm here standing to tell you that we've made that progress. We've arrested 2 juveniles today that we were believed involved in the shooting. They're not all the shooters, but they're 2. We have 2 brothers. They're both 16. They'll be 17 in 5 days. So they're charged as juveniles at this point, so I can't give out their names. We're going to ask the solicitor's office if they would waive them up and have them tried as an adult. They were involved in another shooting, unrelated to what happened at Meadow Lakes, that we were investigating. Kentucky Fried Chicken up in the Broad River Road area was a shooting there. Our investigators worked that. We determined these 2 brothers were involved in that shooting. We did a search warrant this morning where we arrested them on those charges, but we recovered some weapons. We recovered an assault rifle and some pistols. Our ballistics people were able to determine that the shell casings that we found at the shooting this weekend matches at least one of the guns that we recovered. It also matches some other shootings too. They've got 2 other shootings, I think, in the county and a couple of shootings in the city. But we've made those arrests. We'll continue to investigate. There'll be additional charges. They've locked up now. I think it's for 2 counts of attempted murder. Our investigators will probably put additional charges on them tomorrow. Today was a good day. We were in court earlier, and another individual that was at the Meadow Lakes incident, his bond was revoked. He should have never been let out in the first place. He was already out on 2 previous bonds with weapons, and a circuit court judge heard the evidence today and decided to revoke his bond. So Kelly has been put back in jail where he needs to be. It's just tragic that we've got so many young people running around here with guns. And what happened there is typical when young people get their hands on guns and they shoot. We've had a lot of information come into us. I want to thank the community. I want to thank young people. There's been a lot of young people who said that they're sick of this. They don't want this to continue to happen in our community. And we've been receiving a good bit of information. And we're going to continue to follow up on all of that information. But I thought it was important enough that our community know that we've made 2 arrests. That those people that are responsible for this are going to be held accountable. Unfortunately, sometimes when we have shootings, in other areas, nobody gets arrested for it. That's not going to happen here in Richland County. We're going to work tirelessly, and we're going to put those in jail that deserve to be in jail. But 2 tonight so far has been charged. We expect additional arrests as we continue to investigate it. Questions?
What led to their arrest? Was social media? How do we find these people?
Well, we were investigating them on something else. It was another shooting that they were involved in, and we were able to determine they were involved in that. So when we made the arrest this morning, we had no clue that they were involved in the Meadowlake shooting until our ballistics matched up some evidence at the Meadowlake shooting to here. And that's that led us to those charges and some more information that we were able to develop after that. So this morning they wasn't on our radar for that shooting at Meadow Lakes. They were on our radar for some other shootings, and that's what they got caught for. Now we've been able to put them at the shooting this past weekend too with guns.
Where are they currently being held at?
Alvin Escalade Detention Center in the juvenile wing. They are juveniles. They're 16. So at this point they'll be treated as a juvenile. But again, we're going to ask the solicitor to look at the crimes they've been involved in, the violence, the guns. I think at least one gun they had that we recovered from them was a stolen gun. They just, I don't know what proper word you want to use, but they were just on a terror spree out here with guns and shooting. And fortunately, we got them off the street right now. They're not back in our community with these guns.
And has it been determined just how many people were involved in that shooting yet?
No, we don't know yet. We're still looking at various surveillance photographs and videos and stuff people are sending us. Again, we've got young people who are sending us stuff, which is good. And, I applaud them. And, I'm standing here talking about bad kids. There's so many more good kids. There were so many kids that were out there Saturday morning that are not bad. They didn't have a gun, didn't have a mask on, didn't do any shooting. Those kids we tend to forget, but I think that's very important. The majority of our young people are good. We just had a couple out there that are out there just doing crazy things. And, I call them Sunday cowards, and that's what they are. Absolute cowards to be taking a gun like they did and just shooting it in a crowd of people.
You mentioned earlier that there could be a possibility of semi-automatic weapons. What type of weapons were recovered from these two individuals?
Assault rifle and some pistols. And when you look at automatic weapons, you can't think it's just a rifle. There's a switch, a Glock switch that goes on a Glock gun that allows you to pull the trigger and the gun will shoot till the magazine's empty. That's an automatic weapon. And so it doesn't have to be a rifle to be considered an automatic weapon. And that's what we're seeing a lot of that these young people are getting. And when you pull that trigger and that gun starts shooting, those bullets go all over the place. And then when they have an extended magazine in it, then they have even more bullets than what you normally would have.